South Alabama was a game that we went into when we played up. Didn't play as well as I'd hoped we would, especially on defense. I thought early we did some things well on offense. We moved the ball, we ran the ball, and then sort of got bogged down a little bit in the second half with some with what we were doing offensively, and then defensively we allowed them to run the ball, something that I'm not used to as being a coach around here, and allowing them to run the ball on us for more than I think they should be able to. We ended up losing the game 37-14, and made a mistake late in the game. Went on a 30-14 game where we dropped the ball by a punter, and didn't get it off, and gave the ball on the 3-yard line, and let them have an easy score, which put the game a little further out. So there's some things we need to clean up as a football team, especially on defense, with making sure that we squeeze all the lanes out and don't allow vertical seams in our defense, and then offensively making sure that we continue to matriculate the ball downfield. I think we are still on course. I think we're still on time. We just got to get the things cleaned up as we go into the game this week against Tennessee State. Questions?
Walk us through what you see out of Ponder in that game. In the first quarter, y'all answered back and everything, but walk us through what you see out of him.
Well, Ponder, I thought did a good job matching the game. His completion percentage was pretty good. I think he missed some throws downfield where we had guys open that we needed to hit and that we did not hit. I think there was about 5 of them, and there were times when I believe we were on top and well on top of them and missed the throws that could have easily swayed the balance of the football game. So, I thought he orchestrated the offense well, and I thought he did what we asked him to do.
Walk us through your defense. Second week in a row where it's, they surrendered 30 points and everything. What are you communicating to them coming into Tennessee State?
Well, we've got to be better. We're used to playing better defense than that around here. We played against a team the week before. The points were due to turnovers, so I don't attribute that to defense. But this game, the points were attributed to defense. Just allowing them to run the football. We just got to be, we're playing. Our kids are doing a good job up front of trying to play vertical, but there's times when you don't need to play vertical. You need to play more horizontal to squeeze out the gaps in offense. And we're getting guys on 2 different levels, and so that's creating vertical seams in our defense. And we just got to clean that up. And that's something we can fix. So I think we'll be better going forward. Film is a good teacher, and have an opportunity to play against a team of that's up a little bit level ahead of us, and understanding that we could play with them, I think also gives us a little bit more confidence going forward as we play as a football team.
Walk us through, it's kind of like the second week in a row also where you went against a quarterback that was kind of elusive when the pocket breaks down and stuff like that, and even, against South Alabama we saw at the goal line, he was just money all the time. Walk us through, I guess, is the
it's assignment football. What they scored on is what people call it power read or zone read, but it's option football. And when you play option football, you got to be assignment correct. Somebody has the quarterback, somebody has the dive, somebody has a pitch. When it's power read, the quarterback becomes a dive, and the receiver or the back who comes across being the quarterback. You can't get those assignments confused. And we did that, and didn't fit right. You got a puller that you got to fit underneath. We fit outside of him. It leaves a seam in the middle of the defense if the outside guy doesn't get under the puller coming out of the triangle. And we just didn't play the play well. In a nutshell, we didn't play it well.
Coach, going into this game against Tennessee State, they have some pretty dynamic players on offense, particularly their quarterback, running back, and one of their wide receivers, Chris Rogan. What's some of your thoughts going into being able to limit that production in this week's game?
Well, to me, their strength is going against our strength. I think the strength of our defense is our secondary. And so I think our guys are capable of covering and playing good football back there. So, we just prepare for them like we prepare for everybody else. We want to play our defense. When we have man call, we're going to play man. When we have zone call, we're going to play zone. The key to it is to make sure that our guys up front get pressure on the quarterback. When you're blitzing, make sure that you get pressure on the quarterback. That helps the coverage a great deal. Being able to get pressure on that guy who's behind the center.
Is it a lot of anticipation, having not played last year due to the weather? Like, what's the locker room like right now?
Well, Tennessee State has kind of over the last 6 or 7 years had their way with Jackson State, and our kids understand that. We've made our kids understand that point. It's time for us to play better football against them. We were in a position to win it in 17, yes, and missed a field goal at the end, missed a walk-off field goal, and so hopefully we'll come out this year and play at a high level and have an opportunity to win it at the end.
Coach, speaking of field goals, your kicker missed another field goal. How disappointed is that for you?
Extremely, because he's a good kicker, and it's like I tell him all the time. You can't, one thing about kickers, you can't get in your own head. One of my favorite sayings is you can't overthink digging a hole. You just got to grab the shovel and dig. And I think he's overthinking digging a hole right now, and he needs to stop thinking and just start kicking the football. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, from the snap to the hold, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, the ball has to come off your foot and it has to go between the uprights.
How do you build confidence with him when he's kind of in a, I guess, I'm not going to say he's in a rut, but I mean, if he does get in a rut down the line, how do you, I guess, instill confidence?
Just fix what he's not doing right. If you look at the kick, he didn't finish his kick set. And that comes from wanting to see where the ball is going. But I tell him all the time, I've coached kickers for a long time, and I tell him it doesn't matter whether I'm on the left hash or the right hash in the middle. Line up right, get my plant foot right, and hit the ball in a sweet spot. And if you're lined up right, you should not even have to look up to see where the ball is going. You just kick the ball right, and it'll go through the uprights. So, and that's where we are with him right now. And so, I think he'll be fine going forward. He and I talked yesterday. I was proud. I was happy about our punter, who hadn't kicked in a college game before until Saturday, but he acquitted himself well until he, it was a bad snap by all rights, but I tell him he got a little angry with me because I told him, look, man, it doesn't matter what happens, where the snap is. Your job first and foremost is to catch the snap. Don't worry about the rush. Catch it if the snap is bad. If you have to no-step it and get it out of there, no-step it and get it out of there. If it goes 25 yards, I'm good with that. But just get the ball out and catch the ball and get it out. And so we'll work on that now, and we're working on bad snaps and bad balls. But it was our snapper comes out. He doesn't have his dry hands, and I tell him all the time, guys, the driest part of your uniform when you sweat is the top of your shoulder pads. Sweat your hands on top of your shoulder pads. I promise you, your hand will get dry because you wipe your hands off on the jersey on top of the pads. So, we'll get that stuff fixed too, because the snapper's been doing a pretty good job for us also, and being his first year snapper for us.
You said that Tennessee State has had their way with you all over the
Yes.
past couple of years. What is something historically that has stuck out to you between this matchup between you and them, between Jackson State and Tennessee State?
Well, historically it is a rivalry that's not interleague. It's within intraleague, rather. It's outside of our league, but it is a rivalry yet and still. And Tennessee has done a good job of coming in here and seizing momentum at times. Like in 16, we were in a good football game. They seized momentum. We play them in 17. They opened the game up with a drive. They go 85 yards on us and scored. After that, we calmed down on defense and held them down the rest of the game. They end up returning a kick for us for a touchdown. We come right back and return the kickoff for a touchdown. Get them out 3 and out. Get the ball back. Drive it down. Get the ball down inside the 15-yard line. They call a penalty on us. Instead of having a 30-yard field goal, we end up having to kick a 49-yard field goal to win the game. And I think that was the difference in a football game in 17. We've played. Since I've been here, the 2 times that we've played them, I think we've had an opportunity to be in those football games, but we've made some crucial mistakes at crucial times that have affected our ability to win those games. We just need to make sure we don't make those kind of crucial mistakes this weekend.
Coach, a couple players from that 2017 game, obviously still around. Terrell Kennedy, Warren Newman, just to name a few, like
C.J. Holmes, Ryan Thayer.
Right. Right. So how does that make you, more confident just kind of going to?
Well, our kids understand that we've got guys that have played against them for 4 years. This will be the 4th year playing against them, playing the games. C.J. Anderson played in the game as a freshman. Khalil Johnson played in the game as a freshman. Ryan Thayer played in the game as a freshman. Tanoa Alex played in the game as a freshman, and several others. So we've got some guys that have played against them and understand what the game means, and they're seniors, and I believe those guys will play well this weekend.